Do you know the three painful questions that a person undergoes when the going is not so good and still you're stuck, basically? That is how a mid-career professional is most of the time, even during the COVID times. Many of them I see getting stuck. Whoever has gone to fairly upward in the ladder in the career space, they are into very senior positions. They have also feeling stuck. They are also feeling stuck, and they have found themselves to be in a position which was which they never anticipated, kind of. So, do you know? Sorry. So let me repeat again. Uh, do you know the three painful questions that one encounters as a career 1.0 person? And especially after COVID, many people have uh, felt that question within, but they have kind of escaped from it. I have seen so many people uh, getting stuck at this point because of various reasons, professional reasons, of course, but even they are in the career growth fairly at a higher level. Still, they found themselves irrelevant under COVID situation, so they had to uh, they had to go from the workplace despite being highly qualified and all experiences and other things, because when it comes to a business growth kind of thing, they didn't find themselves to be to equipped enough to solve a problem. So basically, it is what? You need to be in a position to be solving a problem all the time. If you are able to do that, then you are the resourceful person who is a go-to person. And everybody tries to reach out to this person who is with a solution, no matter how desperate the situation is, no matter how adverse the situation is, this person has a solution. Of course, the solution might appear to be very basic, but still, he has a solution, right? So, any solution can start small and it can become very sophisticated, but one needs to have the courage to think about a solution and then approach others who can make it sophisticated, maybe, and think about other aspects also about the solution. Solution is not about just one man's show. One man's show is when you think of a solution. So it is the person who thinks about a solution which actually keeps people around and holds the entire team together. That is when a resourceful person is required. And once he has done, and the irony of resourcefulness is once you have come up with the solution, you have given the management about the solution, and then the management has gone ahead and it has worked out a full blueprint of that solution and it has started implementing. And then the person who had given that idea is forgotten, right? That is the most painful thing of a resourceful person so far I have seen. And what is the problem out here? Though true, two or three things we can discuss about this. How do you, if you are a resourceful person who has a out of the box thinking, very innovative, then how do you manage this situation? So there are I can suggest three aspects. One is to get yourself detached from the entire scenario and expect that people will forget whatever you have contributed to, because you are not restricted to just one solution, right? You have multiple of solutions, and if you have given one solution, then forget about it. If you kind of complain that people have forgotten about your solution, just wait. Around the corner, another problem is going to come, and again they will be looking for you. So till that time, you need to wait. But now, why do you wait also? You will wait because you think you are dedicated, committed to this organization. That is why you will stay out here. See, that is also has to do with your self dignity, right? Your dignity, self respect, and dignity also. Uh, Most of the time, it is a question of perception also. Like, how do you interpret the entire treatment that is happening to you? Um, and also the question, like, say, whether you should be focused on your way of work or the treatment of others, because it is no use thinking about how others treat you. That is temporary. The same people who might ignore you uh, will come back to you. So that is a temporary thing, and you don't have to be bothered about that much. So what is the next thing you need to do is whether you are able to do according to your thought process, whatever is change or whatever process that you wanted to incorporate, and whether you are able to do the way you wanted to work. That is when you need to think over whether your solution uh, was something which has been taken up by somebody and has been given a shape, and it has taken it has kind of saved the company. So that is the ultimate goal you wanted to achieve, right? So that is the ultimate goal you wanted to achieve, and that is achieved. So there is, like, say, no other question should arise inside your mind, because now you are established as a resourceful person. Not to others, it doesn't matter, because people don't notice at the uh, with one or two instances. It has to be repeated instances, so you have to work on that aspect. But you have the courage, you have the risk. Not all the time your suggestions will be taken in a good spirit, and it will not be worked out accordingly. But if even then, if you are not given the uh, responsibility to work out the way you think, then that is when you should also kind of uh, careful about the alarm bell that is ringing about you, because again it is responsibility without authority, and here there is no responsibility, no recognition at all. So uh, that is not recognition, that is not recognizing your existence either. So that is again the second thing. But again, if there has been some other way out, somebody else has suggested for something, um, you need to wait, right, till you are there. But in the meantime, you can also choose. Like, say, what I am trying to tell you is uh, not to jump the at the first opportunity where you feel that you have been neglected. No, you have to wait for sufficient time. You have to see that your goals are being achieved. You have to see that you are growing. These are the three things you need to. So uh, now you need to question three things which I was just reading. Growth is painful. The way the company is growing, uh, it might eliminate your position, and you might be uh, like expected to take over something else, or you will be completely ignored. You, if you are in a position where sufficiently down the ladder, then it's more likely that you will be ignored. So that is the second thing. No, that is the that is the first thing. The second thing is when you are changed. Suppose there is a change, and if you need to work in a different environment, then that change, whether you are ready for that. Because I was listening to one actor, Ashish Vidyarthi, and Mm, and like say he was not a very known actor for quite some time. So when he was trying to do something differently, he was just trying to establish himself, right? And that at that moment, one senior person asked him to bring tea. So at that moment, it was like say it was working against his ego, and but it was ego, it was not dignity. So what he did was, like say the requirement was tea, and of course the tea would have been somebody asked, like say the way you ask your friend, right? Go bring the tea. Maybe the friend is not in a right kind of mood to accommodate your thoughts, but when you are very friendly, very informal, then you might do. So what he did was, he kind of uh, broke himself into pieces, and that is what, like say, completely um, what is that particular word is, like the way you um, like say you part by part you just bring out and make it into, like say, ultimately the entire machine is just screws and some parts. So that is what he did. uh, Unpackaged him, and he brought the tea and again packaged himself back. So this is a very fanciful phrase for me and occasion for me, when you just forget about what you are, and you do the needful what is required, and again package back yourself into the dignified position. It doesn't hurt. So another story might be, like say, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. He is a known scholar from West Bengal. He had to receive a guest at late at evening, and when he received, he asked for tea, and when he called his assistant, he didn't reply. So when he went to the kitchen, he saw that the other person was sleeping. So he made the tea and brought it. So what does it signify? It signifies that he didn't want the person to disturb the other person who is sleeping, and that is where he respected the other person's dignity, right? And he did the tea. It was not like, say, he didn't shout at his assistant that you are sleeping. You should bring chai because it is my guest who has come, and I have to entertain the guest. But it didn't matter, right? So that is where it doesn't mean that you make yourself small. So that is what expected of you. But the third thing is, I say, whether this is happening consistently, and you are the person who is targeted, picked up to do the same thing again and again without others ever contributing for that. Now, are you a career 1.0 person who gains some qualification and gets a job and does the job for 30 to 33 years and then goes back, retires, and gets a pension? Are you that kind of person? So if you are in that kind of situation, that is what I am trying to say, that it is high time that you get to a career 3.0 position, which is about multiple tasks, multiple skills, multiple aptitudes, and you don't bother about who you are. You are something of significance if you have discharged something significant, right? You are significant if only if you have contributed for something significant to be achieved, only then, right? So if that is the situation, then you are no more an employee. You you are a person who is ready for any position, any job, anything, and you are in a you are ready for the next jump. So are you ready for this next kind of jump where you are not attached to some position, you are not anymore tolerating the behavior of others, and you are ready to go. While I say that, you have to be very careful about whether you have contributed something positive in between, right? It is not always your thing, because ego comes in when you don't do any good to yourself, neither to the organization. So there is a thin line, of course, and we can discuss that during our classes. So these are the very thin line and very important things where we lose track maybe and get to misguide ourselves. So what do you think? Just please comment below the video whatever you are thinking, so that we can discuss on that, because maybe you might be having a different perspective on which we need to deliberate. So I'll ask you to come join my class and let us discuss, because once we establish this will form kind of uh, thought process which should be happening at this stage and at this point of time in the universe. So hope you understand, and please comment below, and if you like my video then please subscribe to it also, and let us get together to deliberate more. Thank you.